Hi, I'm Ashley Atwood with Sunshine Hill Properties, and I've helped over 70 hopeful homeowners build their bridge from renting to home ownership. Now I'm here to give you the tools you need to achieve your dream of becoming a homeowner. This is the How to Be a Homeowner podcast. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to How to Be a Homeowner podcast. I am Ashley Atwood, and we are sponsored by Sunshine Hill Properties. Today we have John Rico, who is a client of mine. So yay.
Happy client.
And he is the owner of Extreme Game Truck. So we're going to talk today about his experience with a lease option, because that's how he got his house. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to talk about what Extreme Game Truck is, because it's pretty interesting.
Great.
Awesome. So welcome, John. Thanks for being here. Mm-hmm. Super excited to have you. Let's do a little short bio for John. He worked in the human resources business for 20 years and then started his own party rental company because you like to party. You're like a party kind of guy.
Right. Well, we rent to the people who like to party.
Yeah, but you got to know parties to rent to people who like to party. Over the years, it turned into a game truck company until the pandemic changed everything, right? So he had to pivot with the new... everybody had to pivot in some way, shape, or form, and decided to use his resources. So you had a fleet of trucks in California, and you had no events to service those, but you had a bunch of entrepreneurs that didn't have financing to start their own businesses. So you just kind of combined all those three and said, hey, let's run an owner operating service for these game trucks, and gave people work, gave people businesses, utilized your resources, and in 2020, Extreme Game Truck happened. Right. There you go. Did I get that right?
In 2020, our Extreme Game Truck Owner Operator Program.
The Owner Operator Program happened. So now it's almost like franchising.
Right.
In a way.
But the owner operators own their own business. Yeah. That's the difference.
So similar. Awesome. Well, good for you. Way to pivot. Way to make a new business happen out of some tragedy, because I know we all had.
Yeah. Have to pay the bills.
We all had to pivot in our own ways, and so it's really exciting. But I'm glad to have you. Thanks for joining us. We'll do contact information, all that kind of stuff later after we talk about your game truck business. Sure. But let's talk about how you came to be a homeowner or going to be a homeowner through the lease option program. Okay, so what was going on in your life that you chose to work with us in a lease option rather than just buying a home traditionally?
Well, my wife and I had been shopping for a home for a long time. And I'm sure, as many people know, it was incredibly difficult to find a home that would A, stay on the market for longer than 24 hours, and B, be in a price range that we could afford. So when we went out, we started putting offers in on homes, and probably went through, if memory serves, about 12, 13 different offers. Got beat out every single time by either somebody who was willing to pay $40,000, $50,000 over asking, or an investor coming in and just paying full asking in cash, or in some cases even more in cash. There's no way that we could compete with that. So after, like I say, about the 12th or 13th time, we finally got discouraged and just kind of decided to throw our hands up and say, that's it. We're just going to rent, for the next 5 years until the market cools down. And that's when we were referred to you, Ashley, and your team for the lease program. And the more we looked at it, the more we realized it was perfect for us. So it gave us the opportunity to choose the house that we wanted to buy. And we were put in a position where it was a really nice try before you buy kind of situation.
Well, it's like a Cinderella shoe. Just try it on, see if it fits before we pull the trigger on it.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I'm super glad that you came my way. John and I have become friends through the whole process. I love all my clients, but I do eventually for some, get to develop a friendly relationship, and it's always amazing. So your mortgage officer actually referred you over.
He did. Yeah. Giancarlo Andre, he referred us over. He is fantastic. He was feeling our pain because obviously he was the money behind all of this. And, we just kept calling him saying, hey, we're ready to make an offer. And he'd send us what we needed. And and then we'd call him sometimes 10, 15 minutes later and say, we didn't get it. We got beat out by somebody, and it just happened over and over and over again. We tried so many different options and ways to go about it, different negotiating tactics, and nothing worked. So we're so very thankful that we found this program.
Right. And for Giancarlo and Andrew Family Mortgage, they're still able to help you with your mortgage.
Yeah.
Because you're going to buy that house. You just need to spend a little time to get all of the ducks in a row, I guess, to call it that. So.
Well, what I thought was really comfortable about it, though, is that now we know what we're going to spend on this house. We already know, we were told exactly what the price of the house is going to be when we're ready to buy. And so there's no bidding. We're not going to have to bid against anybody. All we do is we come up with the money, and when we're ready to purchase it, we go ahead and exercise our purchase options. Yeah.
The only thing that's a variable in this whole situation is the interest rates, because we don't know what those will be.
Right.
But it really helps to clarify that plan and let you know exactly what you need to prepare for in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever that is, and you're able to make that plan.
Exactly.
So, well, I'm super glad. What was this process like for you? You went through the traditional home buyer process, and then you had to pivot. We see that you're good at pivoting.
Good at surviving. Right.
You're good at pivoting. What was working with the lease option program and my team, the J Group, is what I do a lot of my lease options with. What was it like working with us?
It was amazing. First of all, you all made the process so comfortable. We didn't feel like we were going to be like a secondary to primary clients. You guys made us feel like we were your only client. You walked us through every step of the way. We were really, really apprehensive, especially myself. It sounded a little bit too good to be true. And that's why we had asked for so much documentation and researched this like crazy, because we were really nervous that at the end of this deal, something was going to happen that was going to end up, disappearing. But you all made it really comfortable for us. And I like that you kind of just said, go out like you're a cash buyer now. Find the house you want and just know that, you're going to have this program behind you as almost a blank check in your back pocket, so to speak.
That's kind of cool.
It was great. So we went out there, and now when we're talking to these agents who were selling a home, we went in with a lot more confidence. We didn't go in expecting to, get the worst deal or expecting to have to overpay. We went in there feeling really confident that we were going to come away with a house that we were really happy with. And we did.
You did. You want to tell us about your house?
The house is beautiful. It was more than we expected. We were looking for a home with a pool. We were looking for a home with RV parking, and we were looking for a home with 3-car garage.
Yeah, I remember when you told me that, I was like, oh boy.
Well, if you were nervous about it, it didn't show. I remember you said, yeah, you bet. And you just kind of went wherever it is you went, and you came up with a list and showed us that here's the houses you can go look at that qualify for the program. Have at it. And so we did. And I think we looked at one first, and don't really remember why we passed on that one, but it was the second one that we looked at.
I remember, we looked at several houses, but there was one that Jasmine says, lovely bride,
yes.
whom I also adore. It was all finished. It was all like new floors, new renovation, everything, but it was only a 2-car garage.
Right.
And did it have a pool? I don't remember if it had a pool or not.
It didn't.
But it was finished, like brand new renovation. And Jasmine loved it, except it didn't have all of those check marks. And so we decided we were gonna look one more time and see what we can find. And then we found the jackpot. It had everything.
Well, I remember you had advised us to, when we're looking at a home, had our list of, the things that we really, really wanted.
Mhm.
But then when we're looking at it, to look at it from the point of view that don't let something that can be added later be a deal breaker.
Mhm.
For instance, one of the homes only had the 2-car garage, and
Mhm.
there's no way my truck could have fit on the driveway. We knew that in the future, there's no way to increase the size of the driveway or add, to the garage. But we saw homes that had everything we wanted, but didn't have a pool. Maybe,
Mhm.
well, a pool can be added later. But like you say, we just kept looking, and then finally found the one that had everything we were looking for.
I think the only thing it didn't have was like granite countertops or something like the high-end finishes or something like that, where again, those are things that you can add later. And it's
Sure.
almost better because then Jasmine can customize it, because
Right.
as much as we love John, we know that Jasmine's going to make those choices.
Right. Well, and when we looked at the house, I remember she said, well, this is fine provided you promise me granite countertops in the future. And so that's the promise I had to make for that. But there we are.
But it's changeable, and you can use your equity in your house to do that
Exactly.
in the future. So I'm so glad that you had fun. I loved home shopping with you guys. You understand that we as your realtor, we're looking out for the best for you,
Mhm.
right? Like, we're going to give you options. We're going to tell you, hey, here's what you can do later versus, not like the garage situation versus the granite countertops. It's like, we're your resource for knowledge, right?
Mhm.
And you can take that advice and you can use it or not.
Mhm.
But there's a reason that you have somebody in your corner
Right.
helping you out. So
Right.
when did you get to move into your house?
It was in April, the beginning of April.
2022.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's right now while we're taping, it's July, the
Mhm.
end of July,
Right.
I guess technically.
Mhm.
So this might not air until the fall, but right now we're in July, and we bought it for $490,000.
Mhm.
That's what we got it under contract for. Right now it's worth $550,000. Did you know that?
I know, no, but thank you. I'm happy.
Yeah. So it's worth $550,000. Is that below or above your purchase price? You don't have to tell us your purchase price.
It's above. It's substantially above.
So when you buy your house, you're going to have built-in equity.
Instant equity. Yeah.
Built-in equity.
That is
That's
fantastic.
yours. And you don't get that with the rental. If you had just rented,
Mhm. The money's gone.
you would have to pay $550,000 for this.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm glad you chose this option.
I'm glad I
It's
chose it
fantastic
too.
for you. Awesome. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years as far as home ownership is concerned?
Well, definitely granite countertops in my future with this house.
You've got the equity for it.
Yeah, we've got the equity for it. And we're really hoping to purchase more homes
Mhm.
as rental. I wish we would have known, back in our past, how important owning multiple properties is.
Mhm.
A lot of my friends own multiple properties, and that's really what got them through the tough times, especially
Mhm.
when the economy, does its roller coaster
Mhm.
move. So I think that's really our next move, is to talk to you about helping us out, finding some.
Yeah, we can do that with lease options even. It's called a sandwich lease or some other ways, as long as it's, allowed. You got to make sure it's okay with in the contract.
Mhm.
But you can use a lease option to gain control of that home and rent it out.
I love it.
I
didn't know that.
And rent it out while you're building equity or whatnot, as long as all of the terms. You just have to be careful using that because you don't own the house yet.
Right.
So it's very complicated, but I can help you with that if that's something that you're interested in the future. So buying this one, owning some more rental property, so it sounds like a great future.
Yeah, hope so.
I hope so
Yeah.
too. And you have a young one. He's not little anymore.
He's 15. He's 15. He loves the house because of the swimming pool, and his friends are over every weekend. And so it's nice to hear them outside having a good time in the swimming pool. So we're really, really happy.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
And we couldn't be more thankful for all of your help.
Well, again, and I say this all the time, of course, it's been more than my pleasure. I really enjoy what I do. So helping you guys find a house is just over the moon for me. What are any other talking points if you're trying to empower somebody to come in and maybe either try this program or just try the lease option program or even just buying their first home in general, what would you recommend? Any words of empowerment for them?
Yes. Well, first of all, I have talked to many people about it,
Mhm.
a lot of friends and family members about this. I'm sure you know because I shoot you a text, hey, so-and-so is going to call. But I let them know, especially the ones that are struggling to find a home, or more so the ones who have already thrown their hands up and said, forget it. I'm not going to buy a home in this market because I don't want to overpay. I don't want to get into a bidding war with somebody. And, I certainly don't want to pay $50,000, $60,000 over asking and just basically give away my next 5-10 years worth of equity. And so, that's what I tell them. This program kind of helps check those boxes off to where you are more secure in making that decision to purchase the home. Again, I really, really like the try before you buy because I'm sure as you know, we have the option that, within the year, if we don't like the neighborhood, something about the house we don't like, if it's haunted, we can always move and choose not to exercise our purchase option. Of course, that's not the case with this home, but we like that. We like that every aspect of this program makes us feel comfortable and kind of puts us in the driver's seat. It gives us all of the options in the world. And I like that. So that's what I would tell people who are interested in a program like this.
Yeah, I like that. When I say it's a lease option, I accentuate the option word of it. It's a lease with an option to purchase. You can walk away with no penalties as long as your lease and you don't destroy the house and you uphold your end of the lease, all of those caveats.
Right.
But you're not required to buy the home. If you do come in and it's not what you want. He's like, oh, this is too big or it's too small or whatever, or I don't want a house with a pool. It's a lot of work.
Right. Yeah.
You can always come back and we can help you find something else.
Yeah. And I'll tell you another thing that I liked is when we did move in, we got several phone calls from people who were really adamant about making sure that the house was in excellent condition for us to move in. I actually wasn't expecting that. You didn't tip us off on that. So it was a very pleasant surprise. So I really like, and I know some of them were members of your team, some of them were members of the program, but I really like that. And they would just show up and say, hey, we're here to replace this, or we're here to tune this up, or to fix that. And it was just constantly people coming in, making sure that the house was in tip-top shape. So
amazing.
Yeah, we felt really special.
Well, you are. You are very special. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we're going to talk about Extreme Game Truck.
I look forward to it.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute. For this break, I'm going to mention one of our incredible sponsors, HOA.com. Did y'all know that HOA actually stands for Homeowner Alliance? They are America's #1 referral network for professionals that service homeowners. That means their entire existence is to pair quality service professionals that service your house with you as the homeowner. Go to HOA.com/Ashley to find a service professional in your area. They serve the entire country from Austin to Denver to Phoenix to Tampa. You'll be able to find somebody in your area. Also, if you are a service professional and you want to partner with HOA.com, go to the same link, HOA.com/Ashley, and sign up today. Okay, welcome back. Well, you've stayed, but you guys are coming back. So welcome back to the show. We've got John Rico, a client of mine, and also the owner of Extreme Game Truck. Let's just do a quick introduction of what Extreme Game Truck is.
Sure. Extreme Game Truck is a premier provider of video game party truck service. So if you've ever been to a birthday party or a school event where there's a large enclosed trailer and it's packed inside with large screen TVs and video gaming consoles and virtual reality and racing simulators.
That's so cool.
Right.
There's like an arcade inside there?
It is. It's really like just a mobile arcade. So we have several of these across different markets, and that's what we do. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. My son loves video games.
Yeah, well then you should rent one for his birthday.
His birthday's in Texas. Do you have one in Texas?
We actually do.
Ah, there you go. So you have game trucks all over the country then.
We do.
That's so cool. So how do you go about renting? How do you go about renting something like this?
Pretty easy. Visit our website, extremegametruck.com.
Mhm.
And depending on the city you're in, you'll just choose your location. And from there, you can either book online, or we would love to talk to you. Just call our 800 number, our 877 number,
Okay.
and our reservation team will get you all set up with your party.
So that website will take you any location that you're in, not necessarily just your truck.
Correct.
Because you have the owner operator program,
We do.
which is where those other operators out of Texas, for example, if my son was going to have his birthday party in Texas,
Right.
he or she, the owner,
Mhm.
let's be politically correct here, would be one of your owner operators.
Exactly. And we're about half and half. We own corporate trailers, so we own about half of them, and then the other half are owned by local owner operators.
And what it goes into, so we know that it's like a mobile arcade that you can rent for parties.
Right.
Is that, like, if I was going to say it in 2 seconds, that would be a good summary?
That's a very good summary.
Okay. So that's awesome in itself. But what if somebody is interested? It's like, oh my gosh, that sounds like something I'd be good at doing, being an owner operator. How do they go about doing that? What's entailed in that?
It's actually very easy to become an owner operator. It's a very lucrative business for those that are willing to roll up their sleeves and work hard. And just like you really should be willing to do with any business you start, even real estate. Yeah. So, but so long as they're willing to get in there and work hard, I mean, it's a lucrative business. It's easier to purchase one than you think. Most of our owner operators got into it for less than $55,000, which is unheard of when you're thinking about starting your own business.
Or franchise.
Or franchise, right.
You look at franchise fees and stuff, and they're pretty hefty. So,
well, and that's kind of what sets us apart, is that we're not a franchise. You know, when you come in, you purchase the game trailer. It's yours. You own it. You own your regional business there, your territory. We just handle all of the back office administration for you. So your booking software, we run and manage your website and web page, your social media. And then obviously we book all of the parties for you. So whenever somebody calls in the number or reaches out to us online, we handle all of the bookings for you. So you don't even need to answer your own phone.
wow. You can't answer my phone for me, can you, though? Because my phone rings a lot.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not sure we could handle your
No,
call
that's-
load,
that's
your
just
call volume.
teasing.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Well, what's the number one most frequently asked question that you get about your business?
Most people want to know how much it costs to get into it,
Okay.
and like
To
I
be
said,
an owner operator?
to be an
or-
owner
okay.
operator. Yep, to purchase the trailer and everything else that comes with it. So long as you have a pickup truck or an SUV to tow it, you don't need to buy that. So we build your game trailer for you, have it out to you in about 8 weeks, which is the current build time right now. But during those 8 weeks, we spend all that time training, and it's intense training. We want to make sure that you know every bit of ins and outs of the game truck business.
So you're prepared when you're ready
Yes.
to literally hit the road.
Our
with your
owner
truck.
operators are very, very prepared by the time they do
Nice.
their first event.
Nice. What is the number one question you wish people asked you, but don't?
Yes. How much work is involved? Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of people think that this is a business you can do just on the weekends. So people think, oh, I've got 50 grand in our savings or we're 401k. We're going to buy a game trailer and we're just going to work it every Saturday and Sunday. But there's other things you can do, you know, going out, joining your local chamber of commerce, you know, going out, introducing your business to the local elementary schools and high schools, things like that. So there's a lot of work to it. You know, if you're going to work it yourself, you need to be prepared to give up your weekends. You know, hate to say it, but somebody's got to go out and service the parties. You know, so that's where I think a lot of business owners should ask that question, not just ask, you know, how much does it cost? How much can I make? But what's involved? You know, how hard do I need to work to eventually own 5 or 6 game trucks?
Right.
You know?
Well, anytime you're starting your own business, and a lot of people start their own businesses as side hustles or side gigs. So there's a possibility of only working things on the weekends, but you also have to understand that there's after your 40-hour-a-week job, there's nights involved of trying to build that clientele. There's phone calls you got to make, networking you've got to do, bookkeeping, all of that kind of stuff to run your own business. So it's more than just Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
But that's not to say that you can't follow your dreams and do a side hustle. You just have to understand that it's hard for a while before that side hustle can become your main hustle.
Right. And they call it side hustle for a reason. You got to be ready to hustle and really grind.
It's not side vacation.
No. But I mean, if you put the time in and you put the work into it, there's no reason. A lot of our owner operators actually own multiple game trucks. Mm-hmm. So when they start out, they knew nothing about the business, and now they own multiple game trucks in multiple markets, and some of them even own game trucks outside of the state that they actually live in. Mm-hmm. So, and that is possible. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're willing to put the work in, we will help you every step of the way.
So we've got some support system, which is also
really 100%. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Well, I would say, what's the difference between your market here in Phoenix and other markets? But clearly you can just own a truck anywhere and run it from your house.
Right. Well, the special thing about our service to our customers is that we take the time to do a market analysis for them. So let's say you're living in, Twigsville, Arkansas, population 250.
And you're in Twigsville, Arkansas?
I just completely pulled that out of the air.
If there's a Twigsville, Arkansas, guys, please message me and put a comment on here because I want to reach out because that's kind of fun.
Yeah, anyway. And we'll help. We'll send games out there. Well, we'll research Twigsville for you and find out, is the population, the size that can support a business like that. Is there competition around your area? Are there enough schools out there? Because obviously the more schools within about a 20-mile radius, the better, because that's who your bread and butter client is, and we like to tell our customers it's, boys between the age of 12 to 16. That's kind of the market that we're going after, so, and not just boys, of course, girls too.
It is, I don't know the market, but I can imagine it being more heavily leaned towards the male population, even though I do have some amazing gamer girlfriends.
Sure. And we do plenty of parties where it's a girl's birthday party and she's got all of her friends there and they're gamers, but yes, we want to look at the market and make sure that our clients can actually make money where they're operating. We would never encourage somebody to start a business where we know that we're setting them up for failure.
Right.
We would never do that. Yeah. It is our sincere wish to make sure that they're doing really well and we can set them up to scale their business, in as short amount of time as possible.
Fantastic. What are some fun industry jargon that you can share with me?
Well, a lot of people don't understand what the term online gaming means.
Okay.
And really online gaming just means you can play games like, let's say Fortnite. That seems to be the most popular one right now.
My son used to love that game.
Yeah, you can play Fortnite and you can actually play with friends who aren't even there. So a lot of the birthday parties we do, all of our game trucks come equipped with their own internet system. So we don't need to plug into the customer's house. But they can play with kids who weren't able to make it to the birthday party. That's what online gaming means. It just means that the game you're playing is hooked up to internet to where other people can join the game from their comfort of their own homes. Yeah,
I know my son's here for the summers. He plays video games with his friends in Texas online. So that's what online gaming is. What is the craziest story you can tell me about from your extreme gaming trucks?
I don't know how crazy this is. It's kind of a cute story where we were doing a party once and a dog walked in, very similar to Humphrey Bogart here, your dog. But it's the cutest little dog and had a bow around his neck. So my assumption was that it was a present. It was a gift to whoever the birthday boy was. And everybody else just assumed, oh, it must be your dog or it must be your dog, and come to find out it didn't belong to anybody. The dog was so cute. He would jump up on people's laps and, it was just a pleasure to have in there. At the end of the party, as the kids are filing out, the dog just kind of pranced out the door and hopped on down the road on the sidewalk. And we're just kind of all watching, looking at each other like, whose dog was that? And he just walked down the road, turned the corner, and we never saw the dog again. To this day, we have no idea. And I still talk to that customer. She says, I have no idea whose dog that was.
Oh, little angel dog that just came on to give some little birthday cheer.
Well, he got plenty of birthday cheer too because the kids were feeding him pizza and hot dogs and candy. So the dog went away with a full belly.
He's a birthday party crasher.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
That's what he does. He just pops in the birthday party house.
Yeah, I believe it. He was so confident.
That's so funny. I'm so glad you could come and share your journey with us. Let's go and tell everybody how they can reach you one more time if they're interested in either renting a game truck for their friends or family or the owner operating side of things.
Yeah, well, it's very easy. We love to talk to you. You can reach us at www.extremegametruck.com or phone us at 877-573-9873. There it is.
Yeah, we've got it on the banner here. I'll also put it in the show notes for those of you that are just listening. And reach out to him, learn some more about it. It's pretty cool. I know my son would love a video like mobile arcade.
Well, there's the phone number right there. So just give us a call and we'll be out.
We'll definitely get that out for you. All right. Anything else you want to share before we wrap this up? Say goodbye.
Just to give you, on behalf of my whole family, give you and your team a heartfelt thanks for everything that you did. Because had we not been referred to you, we'd still be leasing right now and grossly overpaying rent on something that we had no future in owning. So thank you so very much. We are very, very happy.
It's been my pleasure. 100%. So thanks for coming. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sunshine Hill Properties is proud to bring you the How to Be a Homeowner podcast. If you have more questions, ask them in the comment section. I will be featuring and answering them in an upcoming episode. If you like the show, leave a review and share it with a friend. Our goal is to help as many people as possible achieve their dreams, and your reviews help reach those people. If you are ready to build your bridge to homeownership, reach out to me at sunshinehillproperties.com to make an appointment for a call. No matter where you are in the country or on your journey, I'm ready to get you headed in the right direction with a free consultation. Interested in finding a trusted service provider in your area or partnering with HOA.com as a service professional? Go to HOA.com/Ashley. Are you an agent? Great! I am growing my team in states across the country. Let's schedule a call to see if we need an agent to cover your area. Visit sunshinehillproperties.com. Want a career in real estate? You're not an agent yet, but you still want a career? That's still wonderful. I'd love to talk to you about training with me or one of my team members. Contact us at, you guessed it, sunshinehillproperties.com. I have to shout out our amazing post-production team. Thank you, Space Dream Productions, for doing every bit of post-production. I truly could not have made this show happen without you. And last but not least, if you don't want to miss a thing, be sure to subscribe to us now on the How to Be a Homeowner podcast.